Hey, Manny, how you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Tom? I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I've had a busy day today,
Oh yeah?
and but it's been great. I talked to a couple of vets today on so far on Zoom, and man, this is really a lot of fun to me. Maybe I'm weird, but I think it's pretty fun. So,
Great. That's great. I'm glad you're having fun with that stuff. That definitely helps everybody out.
right on, right on. So, a little brief intro about myself is I retired from the Navy back in November of 19. I started working with Lockheed Martin over here in Denver, Colorado in January of 20. And I moved here from Augusta, Georgia, where things were very economical and wasn't too expensive. And then I moved to Denver and 2, 3 times everything. Yes. This is the going to be my 9th video now for the 30 vets in 30 days hashtag that a good friend of mine called Kevin Bigelow put together for me. He came up with the hashtag. I'm like, man, golden. Love it. Sounds great. So Kevin, thank you. You're awesome, man. But with the video today, we're gonna talk to Manny. So who's Manny?
Manny. Okay, well, Manny. So that's me, Manuel Chavez. Uh, some people call me Manny. I like Manny.
There
Uh,
we go. Manny it is.
yeah, I've been in the Air Force for about 20 years. I just hit my 20 this past December.
Okay.
So I'm in for about three more years, possibly. I'm stationed here at Hawaii, Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hickam. Uh, and I'm an air transportation specialist. So what is that? What is that exactly?
Yeah, what is that?
It's kind of like a load master, but on the ground. So we usually oversee the loading and unloading of passengers and cargo, kind of like working at the airport. We
Okay.
also oversee the center of balance of aircraft, things like that. So yeah, been in 20 years. I'm an air transportation specialist. I'm 3 years out from retirement and looking to learn as much as I can from people like you, Kevin Bigelow, a couple other folks currently. So yeah, it's
Wow. So real quick, let's go back to your job. So I know it sounds pretty weird, but obviously you can't stack all the cargo in the front, put
right.
heavy stuff in the back or whatever. And I mean, is like, I guess I don't really have much knowledge, but does like the plane like a big scale? You can see where like percentage, like, oh, it's 80% here, 20% here, or yeah, we're about 30, or we're looking good, or is there some, do they make a scale for that? Or how do you know where to put things, I guess?
So it's all about weight and balance. You know, you weigh individual pieces, you put them together in this system where it actually it's called load planning,
Oh
where it
wow.
actually balances out the weight and weight of the cargo to tell you exactly where to put it on the aircraft. So it's a lot of dealing with numbers, dealing with weights, dealing with hazardous materials, hazardous cargo, along with passengers, which sometimes can be hazardous, right?
There we
So
go. There you go.
yeah, it's an interesting job. I enjoy it, but it's,
Wow.
it's it's a lot of work. Very important.
I didn't know there was such a program like that even out there. Wow, that
Yeah,
seems really cool. So airplanes. Obviously we're talking about big ones, right? Well,
cargo
what
airplanes.
what names or size are we talking about here?
We're talking about a C-17, which is pretty much you can fit a basketball court inside a C-17 air cargo
I
aircraft.
know they're pretty tall. I rode on those a few times going to
Right?
Afghanistan.
Another the biggest one that the Air Force has is a C-5 Galaxy, which is bigger than the C-17. So imagine that being able to put a basketball court in a C-17 cargo aircraft, and then the bigger one, the C-5 Galaxy, is bigger than the C-17. So you have a lot of space to play a lot of basketball. Let's just say that.
Is that like the videos where it's like the nose pops up, we can drive a bus through or something like that kind of thing?
Exactly. There was actually a movie that dropped an elephant off from a C-5 Galaxy. They airdropped an elephant off. So, you know, putting an elephant inside an aircraft is a big, you know,
That sounds like a lot of mass moving, and when that mass drops, sounds like the airplane can maybe wobble a little bit, maybe.
yeah.
Or maybe we're not very airplane smart. I don't know.
No. It's I mean, there's turbulence in the air and everything, just like everything else, but it's very secure, very secure.
Wow, that's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're 3 years out from retirement, And you're already seeking advice and knowledge and being pretty active on LinkedIn.
Right. Right.
Wow. Wow. When I was 3 years out, I had a LinkedIn account, but I did nothing with it. I probably had my nice little look at me on the Navy picture, some uniform picture kind of thing going on. And yeah, I didn't really touch LinkedIn until I was probably about 6 months before I retired.
Wow.
That's why I actually like, what's this LinkedIn thing, and try to figure it out and such. And I don't think I really figured it out till maybe a month or two after I retired. Then I actually figured it out.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, you've made a big success so far, so that's a good thing.
I've been able to make a few connections.
Yeah, just a few.
Awesome. So after 23 years in the military, you plan on going working at an airport after this and work with the aircraft and continue doing the same job you've been doing because you have so many years of knowledge in it, or what type of school are you going to learn something else, or what you got going on?
So I enjoy the job, doing it 20 years. After 23 years, obviously you become the subject matter expert, but I don't know. I think for me, it's I want to do something that interests me more. And right now, throughout my career, I've been computer savvy with technology. I love technology. I love the new technology that comes out, and always try to figure out how it works and then explain it to other people. I think I have a knack for that, and I love that stuff. So for me, I want to get into cybersecurity.
Nice.
Cybersecurity is big, and it's a growing field, and I think that would be I would be suited good for that type of work. So currently I'm working on a couple of security plus certificates, A plus, network plus, and a couple other classes to try and learn everything I can in cybersecurity.
That, you know what, the cyber world, I have a little bit of knowledge with it, but there's so many rabbit holes and so many things to learn, and so many, like you say, cybersecurity, you're talking about 20 different fields within cybersecurity. It's not you're cyber. Oh, you did this one thing right here. Okay, cool. You got it. You need to do this. No, there's you go down and it branches down three different ways, and then goes down some more, and you wear a bunch of little hats, and there's a lot of stuff out there for it. So where are you currently living, and where do you want to live after military? Now that you can go anywhere you want, you can do what you want. You don't have anybody telling you what to do, i.e., where to live.
Right. Well, I'm currently in Hawaii, right? So,
oh man, sounds great.
It's always sunny down here, right? And I love being here because the weather is great. I'm from Houston, Texas, and down there, it's warm down there, but it's very humid. Over here, I love the weather. It's always sunny. So I'd like to stay in Hawaii, but it's very expensive here. So if not here, I'd probably go down to San Antonio, Houston, maybe California, somewhere warm. That's where I want to go. But I'm open to, wherever the knowledge is at, that's where I'm going to go and try and find it.
Do you mind snow?
Do I mind snow? I don't mind the snow. There's heaters. You could just turn up the heater. That's fine. That's fine.
I didn't know much about Colorado, so I moved to Colorado, right? I never lived here before. And I had one friend here. I never met that person in person. In fact, I never even did a Zoom call or a FaceTime call with that person. She was actually a recruiter. Her name is Ashley, and she's a recruiter with a company. And we just got to know each other. She's a Navy veteran, and we just started talking and saying jokes. And I think I probably took her time from her, and she was trying to recruit people to sit there and just talk with me. But man, she was awesome. But yeah, so I learned that Colorado, I didn't know this, but Colorado has a lot of cyber. And with you being Air Force, I think, I don't know, it's like 4 or 5 Air Force bases right here in Colorado. I know the Springs has 3 or 4 Air Force bases along with the Air Force Academy.
Right.
And there's some other Air Force bases around here and a whole bunch of cyber and clearance related jobs. But I mean, other than just Air Force, there's a whole bunch of intel facilities around here. There's a lot of all your DoD companies are here. So there's a lot of opportunities out here. So if you want to come to Colorado, you let me know. I can try to help you get out here.
I'll bring my jacket. No problem.
There you go. And go yourself a snowboard. We go snowboard together.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. So 3 years out. So what month or year would that be for your retirement then?
So that'll be probably March of 2024. March of 2020.
Okay. So one of the things people like to try to do before they retire, they like to participate in a skill bridge.
Yes.
You have any knowledge about that, or you've been doing some research about that?
I've been doing some research about it. There's a bunch of programs out there that deal with the skill bridge program. And I'm excited about one in particular, the MSSA, the Microsoft Software Systems Academy. I've seen a lot of success with that, and it's very enticing. I'm definitely leaning towards that.
Wow, that sounds really, really awesome. I know I have a few connections who've already gone through it. There's a lady named Lupe. I forgot what her last name is, but I'll be able to tag her on the post when I make the post. She's one of the people. She's one of the coordinators for it. I'm not sure exactly what she does, but I know she works with it to get people involved with it, application status, something like that. And Lupe, if you're listening, sorry if I said something wrong. Awesome. So skill bridge. So what month would that be? You would be starting your skill bridge.
Let's say March. So I retire in March of 2024, right? I believe, I'm not sure I haven't reached
October maybe.
So I think it's
5-6 months long maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So we'll call it about October. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Right on. Awesome. So you talk about where you want to go or where you're willing to go to. Are there any areas you're trying not to go to, or just whatever opportunities available and see what's out?
I say I love traveling. I love traveling the world. I've traveled the world a lot, and I love learning new, cultures, new things like that. So I don't mind. I mean, I have preferences, but I mean, yeah, like I said, wherever the knowledge is at, that's where I'm willing to go. So, yeah, I don't really have anything crazy that I wouldn't go to.
Gotcha. Okay. Right on. So for your next position, or if you already know what job title you want to try to look for or look at, or what type of realm within cyber, or are you just trying to just learn and acquire all the information possible and learn more about titles from there, or what you got going on?
Yeah, so I just started researching all these jobs in cybersecurity, and it's such a vast area, so many different things, so currently I'm just researching, trying to find out what each job title has, what they do on a daily basis. So I haven't really focused on one certain area. So just currently just trying to learn on what's available, what a red team does, what a blue team does, a purple team, and things like that. Have been learning a lot of things, just taking classes online, just researching, just watching videos just all day long, or a couple hours here, a couple minutes there, and listen to podcasts and things like that. So I'm still learning. I'm still a sponge.
Awesome. So because you're reaching out so far in advance, you probably contacted a few people on LinkedIn, or you got a hold of a few organizations, or you attended some webinars, or how are you learning this information, or how you know who to talk to? Because there could be a lot of information out there, and you may not. I mean, I don't really know everyone always to talk with.
Yeah. So I started off with LinkedIn, obviously, started looking at LinkedIn, I had a, basic profile, didn't really touch it for a couple of years, just like I'm sure many folks don't do. And I started looking at, there you go. started looking into it. I was like, wait a minute, this is a wealth of information. This is a tool that you can use to connect, to network, to be able to get information that, you know, you didn't think about. So one of the first persons I reached out to was Mick Merritt. She's a former Air Force.
She is awesome.
Yeah,
She's a rock star.
former Air Force. I think she just retired. She's
Yes.
got an abundance of cybersecurity things under her belt.
Actually, she's right here in Colorado too.
Oh, really?
I think she's like 10, 15 miles from where I live.
Oh, okay, well, there you
Another
go.
reason to come to Colorado, just saying.
Yeah, yeah, birds of a feather flock together. See,
There we go.
Mick Merritt. Another one was Hope White. She deals a lot with veterans disability and things like that. A lot of federal jobs and things like that. Kevin Bigelow, you just interviewed him. He caught my attention, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna hit him up. You know, he seems like I know he's a computer nerd, like he says, self-proclaimed computer nerd. So I had to hit him up. He's got a passion.
He does.
Merle Rodriguez, former Navy.
Mhm.
She's got a lot of great information. Brian Arrington.
Yeah.
And then the Domingos with the key events that they have, you know, a lot of great information being passed around with like-minded individuals. And then some organizations that I dealt with is Veterati. So I definitely recommend Veterati. That's definitely a great resource to reach out to for mentors. Vetsec and Vets to Industry. Yeah, definitely been researching all that stuff through all those companies.
Wow. So,
oh, of course, I forgot, almost forgot. Hashtag Tomzacher. Of course, you know, you've been helping me tremendously, and you know, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You know, I appreciate the fact that you, as a veteran that've gone through this type of stuff, have been helping us get to that to reach our goal. So that definitely helped. You know.
Thanks. Yeah. So I put together the hashtag. I don't really know much about it, but I saw some other people have one. I'm like, huh. It's a bunch of words out there. I saw some people made it personalized. So of course I follow them, much like many other people, right? But I think the real reason for mine was not so, hey, look at me, here's my name kind of thing, but I think more just a repository of all my previous posts that I've made. All the things I said previously, all the things I posted. I can easily, you want to talk to somebody like on a Veterati call. So I'm a mentor on Veterati, and I am like, hey, check this out. And actually, I talked about this one before. Hey, there you go. Hey, so here, go search hashtag Tomzacher. Go ahead, go down, scroll through the post, scroll through all the posts. Sometimes hold down the page down key to get in, because there's a couple posts in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so go check it out and check out what I posted. There's like probably about 15, 20 people who commented on that. You think about the same thing, man, just make a comment on there, and then go ahead and hit up all the other people who are on there. Go and connect to these people. I mean, obviously they made a comment on there for a reason. They got some knowledge. Hit them up, get the knowledge. So I started out more as just a repository of all my information that I share. And then I was like, huh. And then I got a hold of some other people, and they created another hashtag. So that was like kind of like tag each other kind of thing, essentially. And I suppose it's just names we tag each other hashtags on there. And now I don't know how many followers I'm up to on there, but I think there's a lot of information in there, not only from my own hashtag. There's a lot of other people tagging me or tagging my hashtag on their posts as well, which I think is kind of a really cool place for everybody to go to and obtain all this information and knowledge. And we're all talking about a lot of the same stuff, and maybe from a different angle or a different spin from right here kind of thing. And, we all can come together and collaborate and get some knowledge out there and help everyone that we can. And so probably a long answer, but that's a little bit about my hashtag, I guess.
Yeah. It's definitely working. Keep it up. Definitely working.
Right on. So with a career transition or a career pivot going on, are there any struggles or any stress you may have going on within trying to career pivot? I mean, I'm sure it could be terminology, let alone understanding it and knowing exactly what it means or what it could mean. But are you facing anything like this or any other struggles going on with your transition?
Yeah, definitely facing a little stress, a little struggle, just trying to figure out, what avenue, what focus area I need to look at. Trying to understand the cybersecurity world, the terminology, the words, the how everything works, it's I've actually come up with a Excel spreadsheet with all the resources, all the jobs, and I'm checking them off one by one, researching it, looking at it, putting notes and things like that,
Wow.
just so I can try and figure out, hey, narrow it down to this area. These are the resources to use, and this is who to reach out to, and just
Wow.
to
That sounds
concentrate
really
on.
awesome.
Yeah, there's an abundance of information for veterans, and I wasn't aware of that. But luckily for me, I'm 3 years out, so I have a little time to slowly, methodically dissect this information and put it together.
Oh, that sounds really awesome. If you're able to, how when I get to a point where you think, man, this is a really great, cool product. If you have the opportunity, can you share that on LinkedIn or
Yeah,
share that on
definitely.
a platform where everyone else? I mean, I don't know if there's a way you can update it live or update it regularly, routinely, however you do it.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
think that'd be a really great resource for other people to go look at
yeah,
and
yeah,
obtain information and knowledge and see what to click on and see where to click.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, great idea.
Awesome. Awesome. So I've been asking you a lot of questions. I'm trying to get to know you a little bit because in my mind, this is for you. You're the
Right.
transitioning veteran. Transitioning now or in 3 years from now, it doesn't matter. You still need to transition. And my goal is try to put a person, put a conversation behind a picture of somebody on LinkedIn. Put a story behind why you may do what you do. So on that note, what is your passion? Why you want to get involved in cybersecurity? Why you want to do a career pivot?
Hmm. Okay, that's a great question. Obviously, what's my passion? Why do I want to get involved with cybersecurity? Well, my passion is technology. You know, any kind of technology. I love technology. As it changes month to month. There's different things that come out with technology, and you have to learn these things. If you don't learn these things, if you're not adaptable, if you don't change and overcome those struggles of learning new technology, then you stay behind. And as you know, technology advances very quickly. Uh, so one of my passions is to try and learn, figure out this technology and say, hey, technology will not beat me. So I
There
will
you
figure
go.
out technology and I will figure out how it works and I'll show other people on how to work it. And as far as transition to another job, I mean, I've had this passion about computers and technology and things like that for a long time, and I think it's time to follow it.
There you go.
This is the time to do it, and I'm gonna jump on it and give it my 100% and see where it takes me. Why not?
Phenomenal. I love that. It's awesome. Shows a lot of drive and passion behind why you want to do what you want to do and where the end goal is going to be, kind of thing. So, with all the questions I've asked you, do you have any questions for me?
Definitely, I came prepared, so I wrote a couple of things down.
Oh
Pick a
no.
couple here. Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Just don't, let's not play the game called Stump the Chump here, okay?
No,
Because
no, no, no,
I'm not
no.
ready for that one.
So one of the questions I starred here on my paper here says, who are your transition all stars? Like, who are the people that you recommend to go to get this information to make it a smoother transition for all of us?
You mentioned some really good ones. I'm probably biased, but I'm a mentor with the key.
Okay.
I think the key event or the LinkedIn Mill City event, you're able to meet some really awesome, passionate people who just really want to help you. I mean, genuinely help you. They're not looking for a job referral return so they make money on you or something. They just want to help. And I love that. This is freaking awesome. I love how either prior military or those working to support the military just want to help the military do well, have smooth transition, not become a statistic of something that happened went negative or something like that. So that's industry. They've been awesome. I've attended a lot of their events, and they showcase so many people who are. I think they have like a in between like each one of the little breakout rooms that they do. They have they advertise this recruiter, this recruiter, this recruiter right here kind of thing. And I don't really call it advertise, but they say, is anybody a recruiter in here? Oh, cool. Hey, give us your 30-second little spiel, who you are and what do you do, and what how you here to support the military. I think that's awesome. And a person can go to one of those events and probably get overwhelmed with how much support is actually out there that you don't even know is out there in the first place. And they talk about a lot of great things in there. And then, but something that's common with all these different little webinars is there's always a breakout room. And the breakout room, I think, is really awesome. It's kind of like you're able to talk to a group of 10, 15 people. And hopefully everyone's able to get a question out that they want to ask, but it may not everyone has a question. Maybe some people will send you a little message of a question. Maybe some people will talk about something or ask a question, or one person will say a question and say security clearances. How long are they good for? Like, hey, you know what? I was thinking the same thing too. Man, I just retired or I just got out. How long is my clearance good for? I mean, what's the reality number? I hear things, but I don't know how realistic that information really is. So then it's now you're at a forum, and hopefully the person has some specific knowledge about this information. And sometimes people got some spot on, pretty darn good knowledge with it. Or someone will ask a question called, I've been on all these job requisitions. They'll say you need to meet basic requirements. Recruiters say meet basic requirements. I think I was ready to Domingo this question on one of either the Key or LinkedIn Mill City. He asked, hey, anybody got any hard questions? Ask a recruiter. Ask me. I'm a recruiter. Let me know. Sure, I'm already employed at Lockheed Martin, but let me ask a question, because I'm pretty sure everyone else may not have this knowledge. And I didn't have the knowledge. I thought I did. Nope, I didn't have the knowledge. So I'm like, hey, Ray, how does a person put in their, how do they meet the basic requirements on a requisition if they haven't really done it? Or they don't really have any hands-on with it, but they want to do it, or they think they can do it? And the answer he gave was freaking awesome. I thought it was awesome the way he presented it. I'm like, wow, I never really thought about it that way. But I would have never known that if I never attended one of these events.
Right.
So I think a lot of these events are pretty awesome. And then from these events, you're able to get to know who the people are. You're able to get to know how they talk. You're able to get to know who, maybe put a, kind of like we're doing right now, putting a voice and a video or a person behind a picture that's on LinkedIn. Because I think some people's pictures are not really represented what they really look like right now.
Right.
But so people who I talk to, I talk to a lot of people. But I think one of the people who he tags me all the time, and we really got to know each other. He's another person I never met in person, and that's a Tyrone Hewitt.
Yeah.
And he's a rock star. He has a driving passion to help people and always talk to people and share information, share knowledge, and share things that he's learned and everything. Man, he's just, you want to talk about some inspiration. That guy's inspirational. And we always tag each other all the time. Another person, Angel Castro, man, this guy, he has a lot of knowledge. Retired, I think he's retired Army. He's always sharing information. He's on Veterati as well, and he's always talking about things. He's always sharing names, and so kind of funny. So I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but I think I tagged him on a post. So usually whenever I talk to somebody at Veterati, I'll go ahead and say, hey, man, hey, go ahead and make a post saying you talked with me. And then in return, then I'll go and share your post.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to get your name out there. Let's make sure everyone knows who you are, get some connections going and everything, right? So I'm not sure how it happened, but now every time we share a Veterati post, we always tag each other. We always say, introduce, like me, I always say, introduce with Angel Castro. Let's go ahead and send this person a connection request and let's help out this veteran.
Yeah.
But now when he does his post, he tags me and says, introduction with Tomzacher. Let's go ahead and so those two have been really awesome. Mick, I talked to her a couple times on the phone already. We keep on saying we're gonna meet up one of these days. Things always come up, things always happen, but I know one of these days we're gonna meet up.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna be a pretty good conversation because man, she's a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
She has knowledge, she has tech skills, she has certification of the wazoo. Oh my gosh, man! If I can only get like a 10th of her certifications next to my name, man, I would feel great. I'm definitely, that's definitely an inspiration to me. I think that's really awesome. People who have those certifications. I'm trying to get there, but life. Yep. That's probably the best way I can call it. Life. Things happen. And they don't always happen when you plan on them happening. Sometimes things go on and you weren't planning it. So yeah. Right on. So I think I kind of taking that question and went really long with it.
Sorry.
In the effort of this video not being 45 minutes long for somebody to watch, I got one last question for you.
Okay.
What can I do to help you, if anything?
Okay. So I would say just the exposure. You know, one of the things is exposure, which you've already done and you're doing. Networking, you know, which you've already done and you still keep doing it. Mentorship, you know, from not just you, but everybody out there that has gone through this process. And if they could put themselves in a time machine and go back 3 years before they retired, before they got out, and tell themselves, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, take a look at this, you know, research this. If anybody can give me that information, if they can put themselves in those shoes, that definitely helps me out and it helps other folks as well. The earlier we start researching and knowing about these things before we get out, the more it's going to help us. So yeah, just using the time machine and going back 2-3 years and letting me know, hey, don't forget this, because a lot of times people do forget and then it's too late. So
awesome. I can definitely do that. And I already know we're going to stay connected because you told me you got some video editing skills.
Yeah, I do.
And I don't have the video editing skills. Sure, I can watch a YouTube video and try to click and do this. Or when I talk to you, you say you know how to do it. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I can use a Manny. So probably starting with a video before this and this video going on, it's going to be enhanced a little bit. We're going to have some cool little flair and pizzazz going on, right?
That's right. We're going to add a little more flavor to it. Let's just say that.
I'm super thrilled. So looking forward to this. And I'm happy we've been able to connect and you shared that with me. I'm like, man, I gotta keep the guy a friend for life now.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. That's one of my passions too, is, you know, visiting and things like that. So, I mean, I like doing it. Why not?
And that's awesome. I enjoy doing things, but I think I run out of time, or I don't, or maybe ADD. I don't know, but sometimes I'm like, I gotta write things down so much that I forget where I was trying to go with. So I need to go back and revisit my notes and keep on going back to my information again, because I think my memory skills, I should probably go talk to the VA or something good. Sometimes my memory skills aren't very there. So
yeah, I hear that.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's not make this a 45-minute video, even though I already reset my timer once. I'll set it for 25 minutes. So maybe it'll be a long video, but Yeah, I know someone who knows how to do some video editing now.
Right. We can always edit and cut. No
There
problem.
we go. Hey, man, thanks so much for taking time out of your day since you're in Hawaii and sitting here talking with me and learn a little more about yourself. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, no worries, bro. Take care.
All right. You too.
All right, bye.